English has always been my favorite subject in school. Love writing. I love writing, and I write a lot of my own songs as well. And started writing a book after American Idol just for fun, almost like journal entries about my experience so I could share them with my kids. I didn't want to forget all the cool experiences I had on the show. It was such a cool experience for me writing this book, but it was also really, really tough because I had to relive all of the experiences that I tried to push away, that I tried to forget about when I was on American Idol. And I dug up a bunch of old newspaper clippings when I was on American Idol and read what the judges said about me so I could put them in the book, and I cried. I mean, I shed a lot of tears over writing that book, but I really felt like it was kind of a healing process for me because I'd never really gotten over the criticism and the negativity that I experienced on American Idol. With everything wonderful about the show, there was also a lot of things that weren't so wonderful, and that book was really, I think, you know, psychologically a really good thing for me to kind of get everything out and kind of relive it again, hopefully in a way, putting my feelings down in a way that would help other people in their lives. Hopefully young women will pick up my book and learn from not only the good decisions that I made, but also some bad decisions that I made growing up. And being out in LA, California, living among people that had completely different standards and values than me, having grown up in Bountiful, Utah, and then moving to Los Angeles by myself, you know, living with 13 other people that had, or 11 other people that had completely different values than me, was a shocking experience. I mean, life-changing. I mean, it was like just completely a different world out there. Because I made a commitment beforehand, it was so much easier for me to resist that temptation. I don't know what would have happened if I hadn't been taught the values and the standards, if they weren't ingrained in me like they were growing up, and if I hadn't decided, okay, well, no matter what happens, I'm still going to be Carmen. I'm going to stay true to who I am. I mean, anything could have happened. I so easily could have been swayed by any of the temptations out there because they're so subtle and yet they're so in your face. I mean, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just everywhere. It's all around you. It's a way of life out there to do that. And on a daily basis, I was getting bombarded with all of these questions, and once people understood what I stood for, they really respected me and helped me live my values instead of thinking I was weird or, you know, ostracizing me or whatever, thinking, oh, well, that Mormon girl, we don't want to hang out with her or help her. As a 17-year-old turning 18 on the show, I really didn't, I mean, I understood the doctrine of the church. I had a testimony, but not as strong, obviously, as I do now. I mean, I was still a teenager figuring things out for myself, still learning along the way, and sometimes I didn't know how to answer these questions. So to have, you know, the apostles and prophets explain it so well in the For the Strength of Youth pamphlet, that really was a huge help to me on the show. And I talk about all those experiences in my book and how important it is to be an example and stand up for what you believe in, no matter what. And if I can do it in the toughest of situations, you know, and I'm, you know, not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but, you know, if I can do it, who maybe wasn't as strong at the time, anyone can do it. But it's all about making the commitment beforehand, and that will help you. And hopefully when young women read it, they can see that I'm obviously not a perfect person, and I've been through a lot, and they can take it from me as someone that has experienced a lot of things and been through a lot of things and been around people who have lived really, really hard lives that, you know, I know what I'm talking about because I've seen it firsthand, and hopefully they can learn from my experiences and have better lives. Well, you've got that part down.